Hi. Um, I took the garbage out. I couldn't photo. I cannot take a still photo of it. However, I can verbally say, remember my vocabulary from prolonged trauma. And I can do it this way, and I'm also got to type it, which I don't like all the typing that was expected of me, but that's okay. I'm going to type it too. All right, amen. Going to the trash. I went out and used the restroom first. At that time, I realized there was a level 1 smell, not stench at this rate, of that Kodak film lab that has that woodsy fireplace burning mixed in. I have written this, I've done fine with that, so let's move on. The Kodak film lab, chemical lab, is all through my second floor. So I'm gonna leave it to the agents to take that statement from there, okay? But it's at a level 1. That, while I was in the bathroom, made perfect sense to me. With all the rounds and chemical weapons she was making yesterday, I have seen this repeated on a schedule. I mean, like, let's just say in analogy, because I'm tired of everything having to be so factual. I've seen this a million times. This woman do this, and this Kodak smell, okay? They make chemical weapons here. I don't have to get upset. Let's just not get upset. It makes sense with the theory of the cops, because it's a police terrorist cell. Because this shit is ready to go. Every time it's ready to go, I notice there's a smell, but that's not every time. So let's just tell the agents everything I see, hear, and smell. We know all that stuff, okay? And let them take it from there. All right. Amen. So that smell is back. It's a level 1. Amen. I continued to take my rubbish out to the bins in the alley. I did not film. I did not take any photos. On my way down the stairs, there was a cat. It is one of the terrorist cats. It was in the living room going back when it saw a person going into the basement. So that indicates to me that there is a terrorist in this compound, this terrorist cell. Somewhere there's terrorists as usual. Okay. The house is silent. I took a bath and there was no managing of the chemical weapons, although you're smelling them today. Okay, so just, I'm gonna tell the agents everything. I flushed the toilet a series of times, at least 2 times. No one's, doing that crap. So you think no one's here. Right, but don't, no. I'm just gonna say they didn't rush out and manage the chemical weapons in the upstairs bedrooms after I used the water. That's all I'm gonna tell the agents. Oh boy. So then I went, it's kind of the stories, I didn't take a bath on my way to the garbage. Sorry, just bear with me. After I got my rubbish in my little blue cart that I use, and I was down the stairs after I'd seen the cat go down to the basement with a male terrorist who is a very evil person, is more than likely down there, okay? Whew. When I got to the front door, I saw something very peculiar. So peculiar that when I tell the agents, they know this because they survey the house. I just discovered it. But this is so peculiar. When I put this on the public, website, anyone that follows this who's a layperson, their eyebrows will immediately raise. Because, yeah, if you've been following any of this. When I got to the front door, the gate that you have to unlock from the inside, it's extremely dangerous to be in that predicament with these kind of violent terrorists. But it's the facts. When I got there, I didn't have to unlock the gate. All the doors were closed. Both of those doors that this terrorist always keeps shut were both shut. But the gate that you have to unlock was wide open all the way to the right. It's still there. Go look. Open wide, and there's a key in the lock. Is the terrorist showing his house? Is he trying to sell his house with chemical trace bombs upstairs, and the guy's got forensics or possibly more human remains stuffed somewhere? Look, I know what is going on here. So do the cops that can't talk about what they're doing. And I don't have to, because they know and I know, and that's what really matters. Oh, Lord. What is going on with the gate? Who opened it? I don't know. Somebody from in here? I have no idea, dude. The key, one of those extra keys, that's all been on the internet too. I don't have to go over that again with these agents. One of the spare extra keys, that's really dangerous, I know, was in the, anything that happens in this terrorist cell is for the intent of killing other people. They make weapons and kill people in this house. So the spare keys, every action they take is terrorist activity with the intent of violent means. Period. So I don't know why that spare key was in the lock, left in the lock, just sitting there with the gate unlocked all the way open. Anybody could walk right in. I would presume this guy thinks his cops are coming to get the witness. No, dude, it's not happening. I get my gut instinct to go ahead and say this. They arrest, I pray they do, Biden, probably Trump, whoever else in this ticket. Okay, I call it a ticket. I don't know what else to compare it to. On the ticket for the good cops, they take Biden and they take my biological relatives. In one day, boom, take them. They put them in jail. I don't know the order of the tickets. What's the appetizer? What's the dessert? What's the entree? But this house, of course, goes too, dude. I know he's not leaving the door open for the good cops. I don't know what's going on, okay? I know I'm safe. I don't care what he thinks if he's bringing in his troops of cops. He's not. He's not hunting, stalking, or trying to kill the fucking witness anymore. These two here will realize that until they are behind bars and removed off the public streets, they are a danger to anybody around them, and I don't need to tell the agents that. They make fucking bombs in their fucking bedrooms. Which brings me back to that. So when the cops come, if it's today, I pray it is. You know what I smelled, and you know what to do here. And I love you, and thank you for saving my life. I think that's all I'm gonna say. I need to type. So my typing is going to be, I think, as short as I can make it, like maybe 1,000 words. I don't want to type a lot, but I need to type exactly what's going on with that front door. Oh, let me go ahead and do this. I want to type this guy too. Everything's under surveillance here. So anybody who walks past the house as a rights to passage and does whatever they do, be my guest. On my way out, while I stood on the front door, struggling alone with all this garbage, 6 college-aged white elites, they're obviously elite, I'm not going to describe that, were caroling past the house. Each one of them looked up. This was before they saw me and while they saw me. So they were coming up and looking while they were approaching this property. They were looking right up at the front door while they were talking about, I don't know, whatever college kids talk about, okay? They were all white and very affluent. They all looked at the same time like this was they knew the house. Okay, I'm not going to describe this. The cops saw it too. This place is under surveillance. This happens all the time with the DC people. This is what I mean by the Pentagon was surveying Washington. Look it up, it's on my account. When I say this, there's a lot of gravity and weight to that statement. You might want to research what this means when a military surveys. Thank you very much. Thank you, amen. All right. So these students with their expensive everything draped from head to toe, then as they were looking up, saw me come out. Now I'm noticing the gate. I'm noticing these students. I'm like, this is fucking so fucked up. This city is like, they might as well get on their hands and knees and bow to Saudi Arabia. They are so loyal to that Saudi prince who's a fucking serial killer who like brings hookers in and kills them for fucking fun. Him and Putin hate hookers and kill them as a sport. Ask the agents. This is something they do. It's like not exactly has anything to do with geopolitics. They're fucking really sick, demented dudes. All right, so this town is totally fucking obedient to this fucking guy. Dude, I fucking hate it here. So we got these really affluent, rich, loud, talking loud, walking by, looking up. They see me while they're doing the action of looking up in the first place at this house. Then they get louder. They start laughing louder. Some of the hands are moving, more animated. They're just so proud of themselves to be so happy, so cool, hip and cool, man. Walking by in a pack, a bully, American, arrogant terrorist. They gave me the look as I watched them like they were a movie. I watched them to see what they would do. And they just did the look up and down their noses. About 3 out of the 6 of the group, there was 6 of them, went up. They're just so much better and I deserve everything here. And this house has every right to make chemical weapons. Because I'm a young pre-law student at Georgetown, man, and I'm rich and my dad's rich. And we're going to take over with the Saudi prince. Is their attitude, dude. And so fuck what happens to you as a woman. Fuck what happens to you as a human. Because I mean more and I'm better, man. Because my name is Joe Smith. I go to Georgetown and I have about $500 I'm wearing on my body, from my sunglasses to my tennis shoes. And my dad is super rich. I can do whatever I want to your body. I can desecrate and dismember your body if I want to, because I'm a white Washington, D.C. terrorist. Thank you, little college boy. I will fill in the rest for you. Let me speak on your behalf. Okay. So that was going towards 15th, on their way to 14th, where all the nice little white terrorists like to sit and eat really crappy food at cheap gimmick restaurants. They like to be waited on. That's what is really going on. They want to be waited on. That's all America's about, is going out and being waited on like you're so good, you're so great. This is so sick here. This country by 2022 just fucking fell off a cliff. It's not going to sustain people. No, folks. All right. So anyways, let's move on. Coming back from the alley after dropping my garbage, a man about 50 years old, kind of chubby, wearing a green t-shirt. I don't need to describe any of these people. This house is under surveillance. He's coming towards 16th, right? So he's walking the opposite direction. Another pedestrian is what this is I'm describing, but they're not. They're white terrorists here. He's across the street at the crosswalk as I'm coming up 15th, going towards the same direction as him, towards my property here, which is a terrace south. My car is empty. I'm coming back. As instructed, I'm not looking at any civilians, filming, talking, anything. I don't look at the people here. I don't engage or anything. I can when I'm on my porch once in a while. I can. And I was able to with that group of 6 college students. I was okay to stand there, not saying a word, and just stare at them back as they behaved the way they did. Not all the time am I okay to do that. Sometimes I have to not, period, engage whatsoever with the civilians here. Okay, am I clear? Good. All right. So I didn't get a chance to look at him because I wasn't engaging. I don't look anything at the people here for sound reason. When I'm coming up on my porch, I leave the gate, the metal gate, with the key in it wide open as I had found it, okay? I don't have to lock it or do it. It's already wide open for the world to walk in the house. All right. So I open both doors to make sure there's not a terrorist who dismembers fucking dead bodies roaming around protected by Biden before I enter, so I can jet, God willing, safely back into my room and hide from these fucking devil people with the smell of chemical bombs on the 2nd floor. By the way, agents, I already reported that. Okay. As I'm standing behind the door, the glass door, the first glass door after entering into this property, I'm standing with my right side of me facing the stairwell in the corridor. And I'm standing with my left side of me, so I'm standing sideways. So I'm safe because you gotta watch yourself here, dude. But I'm looking at that guy in the green t-shirt as he's passing the house. I want to report this. I don't have to tell the cops who are watching the house any of this, but I want to report this, and I got it clear to do it. The guy in the green t-shirt was smacking gum. Slow, like a cow. My stepfather, who gets arrested at the same time as Biden, chews gum exactly like that. To me, it's like he's a gangster. He's chewing his gum, baby. It says a lot about that behavior, is how I think a lot of people would and take that, you know? I don't have a vocabulary. It does to me. I'm like, oh, who's this gangster wannabe? That's what I think. But that's what clearly this person's trying to act this out. To me, that's the impression I fucking fully get. So he's got his gangster gum. He's chewing it hard. His mouth opens and you see his teeth and he sneers. It's this weird mouth open sneer the white people do here. It's like a growl and a smile, and a whole bunch of things they're doing with their mouths. Maybe it's partly the drugs they take. Their mouths are stimulated through nerves in their brain because they're whacked out on drugs. You have to ask someone else that, but I've considered all of this because it's so fucking creepy. So he's chewing and he's sneering and he's looking right up at here as I had entered the door. He didn't see me standing behind the glass. He looked, you could see his eyes. He looked up the stairs and he's smirking, sneering with his little teeth, and he's smacking his gum. And he's looking down at the stairs, and he had the most evil fucking green or brown eyes. And he's just so fucking hateful. And he had this look like she's gonna get it. Like, come on, babies. I'm not born here yesterday, babies. I know a thing or two about people, thank you, babies. So I seen his face, I seen his eyes. I could get enough of an impression of the guy, what he's more than likely thinking as he's looking so nasty over at me as I go in the door. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. He didn't see me. Yeah. And I'm supposed to say that, okay? And then I come in my room and I'm like, Jesus, am I safe? Because I want to pray. I need to get some guidance, clarity. I'm so scared. Yes, you're safe, Mama. You're all right. Good job taking the trash out. Good job of not interacting with the civilians here because they are classified as terrorists. They are a state-sponsored supporter of terrorism. Don't fucking even engage with terrorists, please. So no, I did good. I'm safe. I'm sitting here. Then it was type this and say this, and you're okay. I don't know what's going on with this house. No, I don't. But the agents do, and I'm very glad they do. And that was what it's supposed to say. Is when I got in here and I thought about the guy with the green shirt, I was like, of course, this is the first thought I had after I knew I was safe and it was okay. They don't care. This is my thought. It's paraphrased at this point. They do not care here what happens to women. Any fucking chick, dude, it could be your Aunt Molly. Aunt Molly just got jumped and butchered and she's dissolving in some sort of fucking thing. Trash bin. You have to ask the cops how they operate that here. There's your Aunt fucking Molly. Aunt Molly didn't do anything to no one all her life. And ain't nobody on S Street looking up at this house on purpose gives a damn about your Aunt Molly. They fucking hate women here. I know that. I can definitely check that one off. They hate fucking chicks here. If you're a chick like me, oh Lord. No, you better fucking run out of DC. And they're trying to take over other countries from here. I don't need to tell no agents that. You need to be wise of the people here, okay? They have nothing but evil intentions for your countries and your chicks there. All your nice Aunt Molly's, daughters, and everybody else, okay? They ain't got nothing nice planned for you and your girls. All right, bye.